Imagine surviving on just $1 for 100 days in Africa. Sound impossible? Well, let me tell you a story. In the heart of Africa, where the rhythm of life is governed by the rising and setting sun, the whispering winds and the pulsating heartbeat of the wild, there lies a challenge. A challenge not for the faint-hearted, but for the brave and the bold, the adventurous and the audacious. It's not about conquering the highest mountain peak or crossing the most treacherous river. It's not about facing the fiercest beast or surviving the harshest weather. It's about surviving 100 days on just $1. Yes, you heard it right. $1, 100 days, one continent. This is the story of a journey, an adventure, an experience that tested the limits of endurance, resilience, and creativity. Now you might be wondering, why Africa? Why not some other continent? Why not somewhere more comfortable, more familiar? The answer is simple. Africa, in all its vastness and diversity, is a land of stark contrasts. It's a place where beauty and hardship walk hand in hand, where joy and struggle are two sides of the same coin. It's a place that can teach you life lessons like no other, where every day brings a new challenge, a new opportunity to learn, to grow, to evolve. So, with just $1 in my pocket and a backpack full of dreams, I embarked on this journey. A journey that was all about survival, about making ends meet, about stretching every penny to its maximum value. It was about finding creative solutions to everyday problems, about learning to appreciate the simple pleasures of life, about discovering the true meaning of resilience and resourcefulness. There were days when I had to go hungry, when I had to sleep under the open sky, when I had to walk miles just to save a few pennies. There were days when I had to barter, to negotiate, to convince. There were days when I had to rely on the kindness of strangers, the generosity of the locals, the compassion of fellow travelers. But amidst all the struggle and hardship, there were also moments of joy, of triumph, of achievement. Moments that made all the struggle and hardship worthwhile. This journey was not just about survival, it was about breaking down barriers, about challenging stereotypes, about shattering misconceptions. It was about understanding the true spirit of Africa, the warmth of its people, the richness of its culture, the strength of its communities. It was about realizing that despite the challenges, despite the hardships, despite the odds, the human spirit can thrive, can flourish, can prosper. So, as you sit back and listen to this story, as you embark on this journey with me, I want you to keep an open mind. I want you to look beyond the surface, beyond the obvious. I want you to see the beauty in the struggle, the strength in the weakness, the hope in the despair. I want you to realize that sometimes the most challenging journeys are the most rewarding ones, that sometimes the toughest battles are the ones worth fighting for. This is not just a story about survival. This is a story about resilience, about courage, about determination. It's a story about finding joy in the simple things, about appreciating the beauty in the mundane, about discovering the extraordinary in the ordinary. It's a story that challenges the way we perceive the world, the way we perceive ourselves, the way we perceive life. So, are you ready to embark on this journey? Are you ready to take up the challenge? Are you ready to experience the thrill, the excitement, the adventure of surviving 100 days on just $1 in Africa? Welcome to my 100-day journey on $1 in Africa. Hi there, I'm your narrator for today, and I'm about to share an extraordinary journey of resilience and creativity. Imagine this, a quest to survive in Africa on just $1 for a staggering 100 days. It's a challenge that stretches the boundaries of what we think is possible. And yet, it is a story that unfolds with each passing day, revealing the strength of the human spirit and the boundless potential of resourcefulness. My name is not important, but what is important is the story we are about to embark on. A story of survival, of innovation, of raw human courage. This is not a tale of despair, but rather one of hope and the indomitable will of the human spirit. The challenge was simple in concept, but monumental in execution. To survive for 100 days in Africa on just $1. That's right, just $1. Not per day, but for the entire 100 days. To most of us, $1 is what we might spend on a cup of coffee or a candy bar. But imagine having to stretch that single dollar to cover all your needs for more than 3 months. Now, why Africa, you might ask? Africa, a continent rich in culture, diversity and natural beauty, is also a place where many live with less than we can imagine. It's a place where resourcefulness is not just a virtue, but a necessity, a way of life. This challenge was not about hardship, but about understanding, about empathy, about stepping into the shoes of countless others and experiencing life through a different lens. This was not a journey undertaken lightly. Preparation was key. It was necessary to research, to plan, to understand the local customs and ways of life. It was about learning to adapt, to make do with less, to find joy in the simple things. It was about understanding the value of a dollar, the real value beyond the numbers and the currency exchange rates, and so I set off on this journey armed with nothing but a single dollar and a will to survive. The rules were simple. No outside help, no existing resources, just the dollar and the clothes on my back. Each day would be a new challenge, each moment an opportunity to learn, to adapt, to grow. But this is more than just a story of survival. It's a story of humanity, of community, of the kindness of strangers. It's a story of the small victories, the triumph over adversity, the moments of clarity and insight that can only come from such an experience. It's a story of the transformative power of such an extreme challenge, of the lessons learned and the perspectives gained. This journey was not without its hardships. There were days of hunger, of uncertainty, of doubt. But there were also days of joy, of discovery, of connection. There were moments of despair, yes, but also moments of profound gratitude and awe. Through it all, the human spirit proved to be stronger than any challenge, more resilient than any hardship. So let's take this journey together. Let's walk these 100 days in the shoes of someone living on just a dollar. Let's experience the highs and the lows, the triumphs and the trials. Let's learn from this experience. Let's grow from it. Let's be inspired by it. Join me as we delve into this incredible adventure. Living on $1 a day in Africa is not your average challenge. To give you a sense of perspective, imagine trying to stretch that single dollar to cover all your daily needs, from food and water to transportation and occasional emergencies. And no, it's not about being frugal or cutting corners. It's about survival in one of the most diverse and vibrant continents in the world. In many parts of Africa, the cost of living can be quite high relative to local incomes. A simple meal, for instance, can cost around $1/2, and that's if you stick to the basics. Now, think about the other half. It barely covers the cost of a few litres of clean drinking water, let alone other essentials like transportation or health emergencies. Compounding the problem is the fact that prices can fluctuate wildly, often due to factors outside of your control. A sudden spike in food prices, for example, could quickly turn your already slim budget into an impossible one. And then there's the issue of accessibility. In many places, what you need might not even be available, or it might be located many miles away, adding transportation costs to your already tight budget. But it's not just about the money. Living on such a limited budget means making tough choices every day. It means constantly thinking about your next meal, your next drink of water, your next move. It means living with uncertainty and the constant fear of what if something goes wrong. But here's the thing, this challenge isn't just about surviving, it's about understanding. It's about experiencing firsthand the struggles that millions of people face every day and gaining a deeper appreciation for the things we often take for granted. Despite these difficulties, I was determined to face this challenge head-on. After all, life is about pushing boundaries, stepping out of comfort zones and embracing new experiences. And this was one experience I was ready to dive into headfirst. Each day brought its own set of struggles and victories. As the sun dawned on the first day, the reality of the challenge began to sink in. With only $1 to my name, the first hurdle was finding sustenance. Discovering cheap food that was both nutritious and filling became a daily adventure. Local markets teemed with fresh produce, but with a limited budget, choices had to be made wisely. A ripe banana, a loaf of bread, or a handful of peanuts often became a day's meal. Water, the lifeblood of survival, became a quest of its own. Free sources of clean water were scarce, but local communities often came to the rescue, sharing their wells and rivers. Hydration, after all, is a universal human need, and the kindness of the locals was a constant reminder of our shared humanity. A dollar may seem insignificant, but when it's all you have, its value becomes monumental. To stretch its worth, finding ways to earn more became crucial. From helping local vendors to engaging in small tasks for the community, every cent earned was a victory. In this journey, the value of hard work was redefined. It was no longer about earning a living, but about surviving. The nights were the toughest. Shelter was a luxury that a dollar could not afford. Sleep often came under the vast African sky, with the soft hum of the wilderness as a lullaby. But even in the face of adversity, the beauty of Africa was undeniable. The starlit sky, the warmth of the bonfire, the rhythmic chirp of the crickets, all served as gentle reminders of the world's untamed beauty. The journey was far from easy. Each day brought new challenges, new hardships, but every hardship was a lesson, every struggle a stepping stone. The reality of living on a dollar a day in Africa was a testament of resilience, ingenuity, and the power of the human spirit. But every struggle was a lesson in disguise. There were moments of despair and moments of joy. The most challenging moment during these 100 days was perhaps on day 42. That day, the budget was stretched dangerously thin. Hunger gnawed at me, and the heat of the African sun was relentless. It felt like a test of endurance, a battle of wills between me and my circumstances. But it was also a day of revelation. I realized that sometimes it's not about the physical sustenance we lack, but the mental resilience we possess. The challenge wasn't just about surviving on a dollar, it was about discovering strength in the face of adversity. That day, I discovered a part of myself I didn't know existed. But not all days were shrouded in hardship. There were also moments of immense joy and reward. One such moment came around day 76. I had been helping a local farmer in exchange for food. That day, after hours of toil under the sun, we harvested the crops we had been tending to for weeks. The farmer, grateful for my help, invited me to share a meal with his family. As we sat under the expansive African sky, sharing stories and laughter, the bounty of the earth spread out before us. I felt a sense of accomplishment. I was reminded of the beauty of human connection, the power of shared experiences, and the joy of simple pleasures. It was a meal made from hard work, shared with love, and enjoyed with gratitude. That moment was worth more than any amount of money. These 100 days were not just about surviving on a dollar, they were about understanding the value of resilience, the power of community, and the richness of life beyond material wealth. These experiences tested my limits and taught me more than I could have ever imagined. After 100 days, I had not just survived, I had learned and grown. This journey, this challenge of living on $1 for 100 days in Africa, was not just about getting by, it was about getting to know. Getting to know the value of a dollar, the value of resourcefulness, and the value of human kindness. It was a journey that took me through the villages, towns, and cities of Africa, where I met people who were struggling just as I was, but who were always ready to share a smile, a story, or a helping hand. The daily struggles were real. The gnawing hunger, the constant search for shelter, the endless walk in search of work. Every day was a battle against the odds, against uncertainty, against despair. But it was also a battle that I was determined to win. And win I did. Not in the conventional sense, not by amassing wealth or achieving fame. I won by discovering the strength within me, by realizing that I could do more with less, by understanding that I could survive and thrive even in the most challenging circumstances. The most rewarding experience? It wasn't when I found a job that paid me a few cents or when I found a place to sleep for the night. It was when I shared my meager meal with a stranger, when I laughed with a group of children, when I listened to the stories of the elderly. It was in these moments of connection, of shared humanity, that I found my reward. The lessons I learned were many. I learned about the power of resilience, the importance of perseverance, the beauty of simplicity. I learned about the strength of the human spirit, the kindness of strangers, the joy of shared experiences. But most of all, I learned about myself. I learned that I was stronger than I thought, that I could face challenges head-on, that I could find joy in the simplest of things. that I could make a difference in my own small way. This journey was not just about survival, but about discovering the strength within myself and the kindness in others. Thank you for joining me on this extraordinary journey. It's been a ride, hasn't it? 100 days in Africa on just a single dollar. I've learned so much, and I hope you have too. Life, as we've seen, can be lived simply yet profoundly. This challenge was about more than just survival. It was an exploration of resilience, creativity, and the human spirit. It was about discovering what we're truly capable of when we're stripped of our comforts and conveniences, when we're forced to rely on our resourcefulness and ingenuity. But this journey was also about Africa, a continent so rich in culture, history, and natural beauty. It's a place where community is paramount, where people look out for each other, where the spirit of Ubuntu, meaning I am because we are, is alive and well. It's a place of stark contrasts, where hardship and joy coexist, where challenges are met with resilience and grace. I hope this journey has inspired you, as it has inspired me. To look beyond our own bubbles, to challenge ourselves, to live more consciously and sustainably, to appreciate what we have, and to always keep learning and growing. But the journey doesn't end here. We have so many more adventures to embark on, so many more challenges to conquer, so many more stories to tell. This is just the beginning. So, if you've enjoyed this journey as much as I have, I invite you to become a part of our growing community. Hit that like button if you found this video inspiring. It helps us reach more people and share our message of resilience and adventure. And don't forget to comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this challenge. What was your favorite part of the journey? What did you find most inspiring or surprising? How would you have approached the challenge? Your insights and perspectives are invaluable. They enrich our community and inspire us to keep pushing our boundaries. And of course, subscribe. By subscribing, you become a part of our story. You join us on our adventures, you share in our triumphs and our challenges, you learn with us, you grow with us. And together, we can make a difference. We can inspire others to step out of their comfort zones, to challenge themselves, to learn, to grow, to live life to its fullest. So, hit that subscribe button. Join us on this journey of exploration, discovery, and growth. Let's see where the road takes us. Let's see what we can achieve when we dare to dream, when we dare to challenge ourselves, when we dare to step out of our comfort zones. Stay tuned for more adventures. And remember, every challenge is an opportunity to learn and grow. Until next time, keep exploring, keep challenging, keep growing. And always remember, we are in this journey together.